Hi, Snow.
Hey, MJ.
I'm glad we're in Arizona this weekend, not like in Wyoming or North Dakota.
Right? 40 to 50 degrees below
Below
zero.
zero. And the Kansas City game is tonight. It's going to be like minus 20 with wind chill.
Those poor dolphins.
They're going to get squished.
I know. I don't think dolphins can survive in snow.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, dolphins aren't like cold weather.
they're used to Florida weather, man.
Could you imagine getting hit by like some 300-pound guy in that temperature? It just seems like you would just shatter.
Oh, yeah. Into a million pieces.
Yeah, so I was driving over here and, Pasadena near my house.
Mm-hmm.
I stop at the stop sign and there's a car coming. And I think I could have made it out in front of him, but I'm like, no, I can't really judge because he's going downhill. I can't really judge how fast he's going. So I just stop. I'm going to wait for him. And he slows down. I'm still like, now he's getting close. I'm like, okay, well, I'm definitely not pulling out now. I definitely can't make it. And he slows down, and stops.
Mm-hmm.
And waits for me to pull out. Now, I had the stop sign. He has right away. There's no stop sign.
Yeah, there is no stop sign.
There's no stop sign. And then as soon as I pull out, he gets behind me. And I'm just kind of like, what the fuck was that, dude?
I don't know.
And then I feel like, then I feel like he's tailing me or something like that. Just weird. Just drivers just weird now.
Maybe he thought you were a cop because you have a cop car.
Oh.
I bet you that was it because, not that I haven't seen dummies around here doing the whole thing where they're stopping and I'm like, and here's, how I drive. I have a hard time staying calm.
Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah. I guess you could say I have road rage, but for good reason, though. I believe mine is for good reason. There has been several times where people will stop, and I'm like, you are not the one with the stop sign here. What are you doing? Go. I know how to use the road. Go. Get going. When you're like, and they're just like waving you on. I'm like, it's nice that you want to be nice to people. It's nice. I appreciate that. But if we could just follow the rules of the road, that would work even better than politeness.
You know what would make a great podcast is you and Bill Burr driving around Las Vegas.
That would be my dream. Okay. My dream would be if ever since I watched him, driving around and cussing things out, even people walking on the streets and stuff, because they're doing fucked up shit too. Ever since I saw that, I was like, oh, what I wouldn't give to have Bill Burr drive around with me and we could just go off on everyone.
You sound like Andrew Dice Clay.
We could just go off on how bad people are at driving.
Well, that goes into the experience that you have over the last few weeks on Route 66.
Oh my God. The weird thing is coming home. So I was behind you today, and did you I had a good following distance, right? I was not up your butt because I don't like when people do that. But so, the ramp when you go from Andy onto Beale Street.
Yeah.
So you go on there. There was an idiot one time I was coming home from work, had it in reverse. I'm like, you can't back out of a ramp onto a road. So I'm like, you know what? I need to just start doing where I just use my horn more. Because I pulled on the ramp. You couldn't see him, he was further down the ramp, but trying to back out of it. But already to where those, yellow posts are.
Yeah.
And he's trying to reverse out of there. And I'm like, hey, dumb shit. How about the idea of maybe go down a block and then turn to go back out there?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be safer than you trying to back up to whatever's coming down that blind corner that you're trying? I know you forgot about that too. It just blows my mind. But then the other thing I had to deal with too recently is the 3 days this week. Okay, 3 days Not one, not two, not three, and this is not an exaggeration. This happened. I'm driving down the road on Andy. The person in the left lane hits their brakes and just turns in front of the person in the right lane to get into the parking lot of Arby's. So I'm like, Arby's has got to be giving away like free blowjobs with the purchase of a beef and cheddar. I'm like, there is no other reason for you to risk all your life for that.
They're in the left lane.
They are in the left lane, and they just they hit their brakes, jerked the car. I don't even know if they had time to look to see if the cars, one of the times I was the car, so I was like, I had to hit my brakes. But the other two times there were cars in front of me that they did that to and turned and just like, just right in there. And I'm like, I never thought Arby's was that popular. So I was like, it's got to be blowjobs. They have to be giving away a free blowjob with a purchase of a beef and cheddar to get people to drive like that in there.
You think they're listening to that GPS and it says, turn right now. And they're like, okay.
You know what? Maybe one of them could have been because it was a private vehicle, but the other two were work trucks from businesses. I don't want to mention the businesses. Don't want to get in trouble for doing that, but two business, construction work trucks, local companies here in Kingman. So it's not like those people didn't know where Arby's was. You know what I mean?
Well, I guess they need the meat.
They've got the meats.
You would think, though, in this town, just given the demographics in this town politically, you would think they would stay to the right already because they hate the left that much.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah. You would think.
You would think. Well, the left is always wrong.
I know.
Around here.
Maybe that's why they had to hurry up and get out that lane. They're like, oh shit, I'm in the left lane.
Yeah. Somebody might see me.
I should have known better.
Yeah. Old so-and-so from Joe Schmo's Construction is a leftist.
I saw him in the left lane, damn it.
Damn lefties. Oh, fuck. Dude, so this week, I can't believe we're still talking about this 2 weeks later. The Aaron Rodgers, Jimmy Kimmel saga continued.
Oh, Karen. Karen, just quit while you're not ahead, but just quit. Just stop. Don't try to battle a comedian. Yeah,
so on Monday night, Jimmy Kimmel came back from his, holiday break and stuff like that and laid into Aaron Rodgers, which was hilarious. Mm-hmm. I mean, the whole, the only A's Aaron Rodgers ever saw on his report card were in his name.
I know, that was the best joke. That was the best one.
But, so he lays into him and, basically says double down, like, hey, if you want to continue this, we'll just talk about it in court. And what Aaron Rodgers originally said was, well, the Epstein list is coming out and there's a lot of people, including Jimmy Kimmel, who don't want you to see this and who are worried about this list coming out. Now, technically, Aaron Rodgers didn't say Jimmy Kimmel was on the list, right?
Right. He's only alluding to calling him a pedophile.
Yeah.
He's only alleging.
Right. But you know how people take that, all the wackos out there.
Yeah, because there's probably wackos that have to hold Aaron Rodgers on a pedestal because of his,
vaccine.
His vaccine and COVID stances.
Right. Well, that's why.
They're going to believe whatever he says.
That's why. And that's kind of funny how, Colin Kaepernick makes a statement and, by just kneeling, doesn't make a statement, just
shut
kneels.
Up and play football.
Yeah, shut up and play football. But Aaron Rodgers, well, you can say whatever you want.
No, wait, we want to hear what Karen has to say.
Yeah, because obviously Aaron Rodgers knows a lot more about vaccines than Fauci. Now, the only problem I had with Aaron Rodgers to begin with, it wasn't his anti-vaccine stance.
Yeah, do what you want.
Yeah, that wasn't the problem I had. But at the time when the NFL was doing the COVID and the stadiums were shut down and all this stuff and the players were having to get tested constantly, Aaron Rodgers disclosed that he had the vaccine, that he had gotten the vaccine.
He did?
Yeah, he said that he had gotten the vaccine because I think at the time it was mandatory for the NFL players to get the vaccine.
Oh, wait, but didn't he lie about it?
He lied about it.
He said he got it, but never did.
But he didn't. Now, that's where I had the problem with him.
Yeah, if you're... Why be such a sissy? It's like, why not be Aaron Big Balls and just say, I'm not getting it?
Yeah, you take that stance to begin with.
I know. Like, then you could have led the way and not been like a shapeshifter.
Yeah, so that was my problem with Aaron Rodgers. But then, now Aaron Rodgers comes to face up. And, Aaron Rodgers, he's just a football player. I really don't know his education level beyond that, what he studied, whatever.
Well, Jimmy Kimmel kind of told us.
Yeah.
Like, he knew the background of his like he went to community college or something and then was able to get into football, like got into some college because of his football. I don't know.
Anyways, I don't know. Aaron Rodgers isn't a vaccine expert.
No.
And
I don't think he took like viral
infectious disease studies.
Yeah. Like, I don't think he did stuff like that.
I highly doubt it. Otherwise, he'd be talking to Aaron Rodgers. So Jimmy Kimmel hits back at him, and where it got sticky was ABC and ESPN is owned by Disney. Aaron Rodgers said this on the Pat McAfee show. Mm-hmm. And then Aaron Rodgers comes out and says, well, you would think you think I'm that stupid that I've said that Jimmy Kimmel was on this list? That's not what I said. Now, technically, he's right. But what he said was you implied that he was going to be on the list.
Why? I would have just said, then why'd you even say it at all? If you didn't think he was really on the list, why even say it?
Because he has a beef with Jimmy Kimmel because Jimmy Kimmel made fun of him about
over the vaccine
thing.
Okay. Here's the thing with the whole vaccine and Aaron Rodgers. You know what? Aaron Rodgers, most likely, I'm probably like 99.9% sure that will be fine if he doesn't take the vaccine. He's extremely healthy. He's a football player. He's an athlete. Yeah. But he's selfish.
He goes to those retreats where he locks himself away in a dark room for days.
Right.
And
but my point is like him and like Bill Maher. Yeah, you guys are healthy. Okay, good job on maintaining yourself and taking care of yourself. But other people aren't. Other people aren't healthy who follow you. And they're listening to this, and they might not be okay because of them listening to you. Now, and don't get me wrong, I'm a full believer in bodily autonomy. Every person, and especially us being this far into it,
4 years now.
Yeah, it shouldn't even be called COVID-19 anymore. It should be COVID-24 because again, that's why a lot of people don't know why it's called 19. It's because that's when it came out. That was the year that it came out in, was 2019. We're now like in our 5th year of COVID, so it should be COVID-24.
Yeah, because there's so many different strains now.
Right.
It's progressed. So and reading the comments, because I go down that rabbit hole, I start reading the comments on social media, and everybody, I guess, because I don't bother posting comments anymore. I guess, that's if you're an Aaron Rodgers person, that's what you do. So, well, look who can't take a joke. Jimmy Kimmel can't take a joke. I'm just going, well, where was the joke?
Yeah, where's the joke?
What was the punchline in that?
MJ, we're people who like to laugh. We watch comedy specials all the time and then talk about them later on this show. Yeah. I'm sorry, where was the joke in that?
Yeah, I mean,
let's say what his statement was again. What was Karen's statement?
He said the Epstein list is coming out soon, and a lot of people, like I'm verbatim, I'm not saying, I don't
Right.
exact quote that he said. A lot of people are afraid this list is going to come out, and Jimmy Kimmel included.
Where's the ha-ha? Yeah. Where's the part that I'm supposed to...
Jimmy Kimmel's on that list.
I know. Is that what we were supposed to do?
Yeah, and
I don't see the joke there.
Yeah, and I'm not going to tune into the Pat McAfee show like I do Howard Stern to have a laugh. I'm going to tune in to listen to sports news.
Yeah, you're going to listen to them talk about the season, like the Super Bowl, next season, where his career might be going. Are you going to retire? I think you should, but,
He's not going away.
Overrated.
I mean, he's going away from the Pat McAfee show because ESPN canceled him, which now Aaron Rodgers is going to play the victim.
I got canceled. You didn't. No, you didn't. You're still playing football. Hey, Karen, I dare you to go say that to Colin Kaepernick. Go tell him how you got canceled.
Yeah. Because
you're still playing football. Guess who's not playing football?
And the reason being, okay, now if Aaron Rodgers was going after another late night talk show host, not Jimmy Kimmel, on the same network or the same parent company, probably wouldn't have gotten in trouble. But ESPN, ABC, owned by the same parent company, they don't like their hosts, guests, going after each other, attacking each other. Mm-hmm. So that's why ESPN said, nah, we don't want.
Because they want to have a good working environment.
Yeah.
They want things, they don't want to have a hostile working environment.
Yeah. And right after it happened, Pat McAfee said, "Oh, well, we were just busting balls. He wasn't serious about that." But then after ESPN said, "Well, we don't want you to have Aaron Rodgers on your show," Pat McAfee said, "Yeah, hey, I'm glad he's not here. It's too much of a distraction." I'm like, "No, Pat McAfee, because it's his show. Mm-hmm. He does a YouTube show. He does a podcast. So it's Pat McAfee's show. ESPN bought it to put it on ESPN, but it's Pat McAfee's show. Mm-hmm. So he's the creator of that show. He produces it. It's his show. So, no, Pat McAfee, you did like the attention that this Aaron Rodgers thing brought to you. Mm-hmm. That was a lot of publicity.
Well, yeah, but he's not going to sit there and after he saw that Aaron lost his privileges of coming on, he's not going to sit there and continue to stick his neck out for the guy. He's no. It's not worth it, and Aaron's not worth it, really. Just like Aaron isn't worth the $20 million in that contract that he got. Burn.
4 plays and done for the year. Poor guy.
Burn. Yeah.
I did feel bad, for Aaron.
I know.
As a player,
I know.
I felt
we should
bad.
say, just so everyone, we are not hoping that players get hurt. Come on. That's ridiculous.
And I did want Aaron Rodgers to play only because of the fact I like to root against him.
I know.
When he's playing.
Yeah.
Just because.
I kind of honestly wanted to see if he was going to be able to, because how everybody says he's such a great quarterback. And then the Packers haven't really been doing good the past few years that he was on the team.
And then they made the playoffs this year.
Right. But I mean, when he was on the team. So I wanted to see, I kind of wanted to see, okay, if he goes to the Jets, is he finally going to make the Jets look good? Which didn't happen. And is it he's such a great quarterback, but, it's just he's stuck on the Packers and, nothing's really happening for him. That's what I kind of wanted to see, what was going to, transpire. Yeah. But we didn't get to see that because he got hurt.
And the other one that came out was because Seth MacFarlane was out promoting the new TED show on Peacock, which is hilarious, by the way.
Yeah. I watched the first episode. It's funny.
I was just laughing at it's so funny just to hear that Boston accent come out of that bear saying inappropriate things.
I know. I like the TED movies.
Yeah, so Seth MacFarlane went on Bill Maher's podcast on it. And Bill Maher got into vaccines and stuff like that. And
Yes, he did.
Seth kind of really schooled him
I know.
on that. Now, maybe Bill Maher shouldn't partake in, whatever he was drinking and, smoking.
He was already a couple sheets to the wind. So it's like, yeah, maybe you should. I'm not saying you shouldn't have any, but maybe you shouldn't, like, get that fucked up before your show even starts, and then you'd be more on it.
Especially if you can debate vaccines.
Yeah. Well, especially if you're going to have somebody like Seth MacFarlane. I mean, he's pretty brilliant. I mean, like watching like American Dad and Family Guy, yes, they're cartoons, but there's a lot of really good...
Yeah, I mean, he's got a good...
like, lines in that.
He's got a good brain because even on the TED show, he would make references to businesses that have been closed for 20 years in the Boston area, like Bradley's and Jordan Marsh, Mrs. Fields Cookies. I haven't even thought about these businesses, and to go like, where did he pull that fucking reference out of? I was like, that is fucking... I'm just laughing at just the reference.
Oh, he always does that on his cartoons too. Like anytime there's like a reminiscent thing of things in the past, and you're like, holy crap, yeah. Haven't heard of that kind of stuff in years, Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I wouldn't try to debate him. I mean...
Then, Bill Maher was just like, well, the doctors get things wrong. And that was kind of the point. Seth MacFarlane, like, yeah, I mean,
that's why it wasn't perfect.
Yeah, and that's why, you learn from it, and then you make it better. That's how you progress.
I know. That's like literally what I've been saying the whole time about like arguing with people on COVID. I go, yeah, but this was like a new virus. It wasn't going to be perfect. Like you guys are the type of people though that shouldn't go to doctors, because those are the type of people that are going to try to drag up lawsuits against doctors because they're like, you didn't make me perfect, and it's like, and some of them, they don't even follow the rules they're supposed to follow that are doctor's orders. They probably lie about it.
Yeah.
And then they're expecting these results, but they're not doing their effort into it either.
Why would you want to be a doctor anyways in some states?
No, I wouldn't.
I mean, now,
I can't believe any of the red states have doctors left in them, honestly.
I mean, now you can't give medical care to a pregnant woman in some states, because if she loses that baby, you're going to be held accountable for it, even if it's a life-saving procedure.
Well, you can't do abortion care, like for example, the woman in Texas.
Yeah.
Which interesting fact about that one, there's another woman in Texas too, the one that was worked for the state in the prison system, and was pregnant and having complications, and she needed to go to the hospital. They wouldn't let her leave. They said, you need to wait till your relief gets here before you can leave. By the time she got to the hospital, they couldn't save the baby, and the hospital told her, if you would have gotten here earlier, we would have been able to help you. So she's now suing the state of Texas, and the state of Texas has the fucking balls to sit there and say, well, that's not a life, that's a fetus. So on that case, it's not considered a life yet. Okay. It's only a fetus, which is fucking bullshit and hypocrisy to the T. But do we expect anything less from those folks?
Not in Texas.
Do we?
Not in Texas.
I know, it's like you cannot have it both ways.
Did you hear that there's a park in Texas along the border, and it's right up against the river, the Rio Grande River, and they closed it off to the public because where the boat ramp is, that's where they have the razor wire out in the water,
right? And
they're not allowing Border Patrol agents into that park to launch their boats to patrol.
Uh-huh.
So the Texas National Guard and the state troopers are not allowing the Border Patrol agents to do their jobs along that stretch.
Right. I heard about the razor wire. I didn't hear about all the in-depth stuff about the boat ramp and everything.
then, you watch the news and they go, oh, well, these illegal immigrants are just running amok in these democratic cities. They had the mayor of Denver on CNN last night, and they were interviewing him, Mike Johnston, not to be confused with Mike Johnson, the House leader. But they were saying like they were getting busloads of people in shorts and just T-shirts. And, Denver's even worse than Kansas City. It's negative degrees, and they got nowhere to put these people. In New York City, they had a storm, and it got a lot of shit last week because they closed a school because these busloads of immigrants from Texas are coming in. They closed the school so they could house these people during the storm. And again, one side threw a fit. Now, the schools went virtual for a couple days, and they did homeschooling for a couple days until the storm passed. But they're making it sound like, oh, they're closing the schools to house immigrants. No, they're trying to protect people from getting killed in the storm so they're not out in the elements.
Yeah, but they don't care. They don't care about these people.
Yeah, but this is the fucking pro-life.
That's what my point exactly. They don't give a shit. You're going to call yourself a pro-life governor, and you're ordering that razor wire be put in the water so that children and their parents can get caught in it and sliced up. Yeah. But you're pro-life. I'm tired of them using the term pro-life too, because they hijacked that from the anti-death penalty folks. They hijacked that long ago and turned it into their phrase. Yeah. And they don't get to, as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to bring it up every time. You're not pro-life. Pro-life doesn't even mean that. That's not what pro-life came from.
Well, then Governor Abbott had said something like, I forget the exact, I was reading the article this morning, how he was questioned about, he had said something about shooting people coming across the border. Like if such and such happens, we're just going to shoot.
Does it surprise us that we're talking about Texas here? All I have to say is I am glad that I have already visited the state of Texas, because I have no intention on going to the state of Texas ever again. I'm done. Until, I shouldn't say ever again, but until you guys can pull your heads out of your asses, I'm not coming to your fucking state. I'll stay out. I'm sure it's not going to bother you, but, hopefully other people will do that too. Other like-minded folks would do that so that hit them in the pocket.
Yeah. Fucking, I guess we'll end on this because I need to change batteries here. Okay. But it was a sad week for me because my coach for 24 years, Bill Belichick, mutually parted ways with the New England Patriots. So we do not have Coach Belichick anymore.
Maybe he'll get a better one, though.
I don't know. He's the best coach of all time.
Was he, or was it just Tom Brady? Because I don't know that he did great after Tom
I think it was a combination. No, you're not going to replace Tom Brady.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, the coach obviously still gets some credit, but Tom Brady is a superstar. He's the GOAT, right? So,
yeah.
I think it was more that you had an all-time superstar and a team that worked very well together. Yes, and a good coach, but...
Well, but you also had Gronk, you had Julian Edelman. Back before you had Randy Moss. You used to have...
That guy that went to prison.
Aaron Hernandez.
I shouldn't laugh.
Oof, that's brutal.
Yeah.
Boy, there's a documentary. If you want to check one out, the Aaron Hernandez story.
No, that's okay. I've seen it once. I don't ever need to see that one again.
Jesus. Yeah, but, Coach Belichick, we lost Pete Carroll, too. Pete Carroll mutually parted ways with the Seahawks. I didn't see that one coming. I thought he had a few years left in him.
I did. I'm like, a lot of the old ones could go. Maybe next should go is like the KC coach too. He's getting up there.
He might retire after this year.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't they? They've got to have a boatload of money. Go enjoy your life.
Yeah, I mean, because like an NFL head coach, that's like 365 days a year.
I know.
16 hours a day.
Just go enjoy your grandkids. Yeah.
Nick Saban retired from Alabama.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's another legend right there.
Yeah.
Out of the blue. But hey, why not?
Yeah, let some of the younger guys, these guys who were great players, they might want these coaching jobs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like McDaniels for the Dolphins. I love that coach. He's funny.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have Gerard Mayo, though, is our new head coach.
Oh, okay.
So he's now the youngest head coach in the NFL.
Good.
7 years old.
Good. I would like to see a young person in there. Yeah. Good.
And the first black coach.
Good.
Which is progress for Boston.
Yeah. Yes. After our one, what I learned about Boston back in the 80s, 90s. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did not have a great history there.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right, on that note, we'll wrap this episode up, and I think we're going to do another quick bonus episode right after this one, so we'll be back shortly.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.